NESO Executive Council Kokchalai Panda Sungsajaka Asamni Continental Hotelo O Kokchalai Panda Unka Augustalni Thamchal Mariwo Kokchalai Panda wa Phaimanja Phaikya North East ni juda juda hasteni student organization rok Tripurani Ungi Thangai Manjagi kha TSF ni adong rok O Kokchalai Panda wo North East ni juda juda issue rok no tui koklam salakya tei phainai salrongni samung buta rok no tui bo kokchalai kha paithago Kokchalai Panda paimani yagulo kokthum pandani bisingtui Kokchalai outcome Saklaikha NESO ni adong rok kokthumni bisingtui Saklaikha bwskangni phainai August talni chisini salmariwo joto North East hasteo ni Capitalo eba bubagra khoro dalbidal North East ni issue rok no tui dam thamromui sitting demonstration khlaijanai hwnui Saklaikha abno karibo NESO ni general meeting Buskang November talo Tripura wo ungnai hwnui bo Saklaikha.
The House today has taken a decision that we'll have a protest on the 17th of August 2022, 3 hours protest in all the state capitals of the northeastern region, a 3 hours protest on the 17th of August 2022 to show our concern and to also to reiterate a demand to the government of India with regard to these issues which is affecting the indigenous peoples of the northeastern region, in which the government of India till today has not addressed these issues which are affecting the people of the northeastern region. And also we have discussed about the education scenario in a different states of the northeastern region, in which we have seen that our students, those who can afford, they have left from the different states of the northeastern region to study in the different cities of mainland India. And for those students who could not afford to study outside, they remain in their own state, and this has hampered their career, hampered their educational studies in the states of the northeastern region. We have seen the growing unemployment problem in the different states of the northeastern region, and this has been a long pending demand of the NESO that the northeast should be declared as an employment zone, and also the C&D category of the central government, central office in the different states of the northeastern region, 100% should be reserved for the locals and the indigenous people of the northeastern region. And also this employment problem is also linked to the Act East policy of the Government of India, in which we want that the Government of India, the Act East policy of the Government of India, that the different states of the northeastern region should be an economic hub, not be used, the northeastern region should not be used just as a corridor for the trade and activity between India and the different countries of Southeast Asia. We have seen the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, the massacre at Oting, in which 13 innocent people have lost their life, and till now we have seen that the Supreme Court has not given its nod for the prosecution of these army personnel. This is because of the implementation of the operation of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act. This is an injustice to the people of Nagaland and also to some extent, but as NESO, we demand its full withdrawal from the different states of the northeastern region, so that innocent people will not have to suffer and also not to get justice just because of the presence of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act. And lastly, we have decided that we'll have the General Conference of NESO, which will be held in Tripura, to be hosted by the Tripura Students Federation. It will be held in the last week of November of this year, 2022. So these are the few points in which we have discussed in the NESO meeting, and if there are any questions from your end, you are free to do so.
Respected journalists from Guwahati, we had a Central Executive Council meeting of NESO today. Just to add to the chairman's submission, today we have discussed about the influx of foreigners into Northeast. It's a threat to the identity of the indigenous people of Northeast. We are reiterating our demand that all illegal foreigners coming from Bangladesh, they should be detected, deleted and deported immediately. And due to the influx of illegal foreigners, we have seen the fate in Tripura. The indigenous Tripuris, they are becoming minority in their own motherland. Out of 40 lakhs population, around 10 lakhs Tripuris are there only. So they are fighting for their identity. So we have seen the fate in Assam, now Meghalaya and other parts of this state of Northeast, illegal foreigners are entering. And Government of India is doing nothing to solve this vexed foreign national problem. The Indo-Bangla border is porous. They are imposing Ka on the people of Northeast, which we are opposing. On the other hand, the Sakma refugee issues are there in Arunachal, which we are demanding to solve it very permanently. They should be evicted from Arunachal Pradesh. We are demanding the inner land permit throughout Northeast. The inner land permit is now applicable in Mizoram, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, and during Ka movement, Manipur got inner land permit. So NESO is demanding inner land. They are becoming minority in their own motherland. Out of 40 lakhs population, around 10 lakhs Tripuris are there only. So they are fighting for their identity. So we have seen the fate in Assam, now Meghalaya and other parts of this state of Northeast, illegal foreigners are entering. And Government of India is doing nothing to solve this vexed foreign national problem. The Indo-Bangla border is porous. They are imposing Ka on the people of Northeast, which we are opposing. On the other hand, the Sakma refugee issues are there in Arunachal, which we are demanding to solve it very permanently. They should be evicted from Arunachal Pradesh. We are demanding the inner land permit throughout Northeast. The inner land permit is now applicable in Mizoram, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, and during Ka movement, Manipur got inner land permit. So NESO is demanding inner land permit system for whole of Northeast. On the other hand, today we are demanding a special constitutional safeguard for the people of Tripura. The indigenous Tripuri must get special constitutional status. They must get special constitutional safeguard. On the other hand, as per Assam Accord, during anti-Ka movement, Government of India had formed a high-level committee. The committee had submitted its report on time. Since last 2 years, after submitting the report, the Government of India is yet to implement that report of the High Power Committee. So the people of Assam must get constitutional safeguard as per clause 6 of the Assam Accord, as per the report submitted by the High Power Committee. So on this situation, we have seen, due to the failure on the part of the Government of India, along with the illegal Bangladeshis, the fundamentalist groups, jihadis, Houthis, they are entering into different part of Northeast Assam and different part of the Northeast. And Northeast is a transit route and transit camp for the fundamentalist groups, jihadis and Houthis. So we are demanding the Government of India must take all effective measures to evict all illegal foreigners from Bangladesh and all fundamentalist groups. They are working in the soil of Northeastern region. And it's a threat to the country. And the central government is not taking it very seriously. Courses should be introduced in our all universities so that our students can study in our own region. For example, when you are demanding medical college, engineering colleges, in Nagaland, there is no engineering college. In Meghalaya, there is no medical college. In Nagaland, there is not a single medical college. In Meghalaya, there is no medical college, only one Negrin, only 50 seats are available. These are some of the examples. So all northeastern state, we must have proper educational institutes, technical, non-technical, new courses in our colleges, universities, so that the student can study in our own states. These are some of the examples, and NESO is committed to carry this academic movement to protect the academic interests of the student communities. And we like to warn the central government that central government must solve this foreign national problem permanently. Again, we reiterated our issues. This foreign national problem must be solved permanently, immediately. CA must be repealed. Inner permits should be introduced throughout northeastern region. Sakma hazards for that problem must be solved. Special constitutional safeguard must be given to the indigenous territories, and reports of the Clause 6 Committee Assam Accord must be implemented. And all illegal Bangladeshis and fundamentalist groups must be evicted from the soil of northeastern region. To put pressure on to solve these issues, NESO is going to launch protest on 17th of August in all capital headquarters of the 7 states. And we are determined to continue our movement till the interests of the indigenous people are protected. Thank you. Any question?
For
the several years now.
Yeah.
Okay, since the 2016 first bill. So, but the government is adamant that it will implement, and now recently they have announced that after this third dose of this booster dose, they will go ahead and implement it before the 2024 election. So, you have been demanding, you have been protesting, but nothing concrete has been coming out from the government side. So, what next from the ASU or the NESO? Will you approach the legal system, judiciary, because as allegedly it has been violated severe some of the clauses of the constitution. So will you approach the judiciary, or what will be the next step if the government doesn't come out any more concrete?
Northeastern region, they have passed this CA, and in the month of January, the Northeastern Organization and also the ASU has filed a petition in the Supreme Court of India, in which a hearing was held on the 15th of January 2020, and after this hearing, there was no more hearing from the Supreme Court of India, and we are still waiting for the date of this next hearing. But at the same time, the ASU and also the Northeastern Organization, we keep on reiterating a stand against the CA, and this movement will continue with regard to the opposition of this CA.
If the government goes ahead with implementing the CA with rules and there is no response from the judiciary, what will be your step and your action?
Well, as I've been saying that I'm sure ASU and also NESO will keep on with this movement to oppose this CA, and you will see the response of the government of India at the time.
Well, the nation is celebrating.
I would like to add. See, Government of India has said that union and private covert states are exempted. Okay. Then 6 civil covert areas are exempted. Still, NESO is realizing that it's a divisive approach on the part of the Government of India. They do not want to solve this problem. And NESO had expressed our feeling very strongly that okay, 6 inland private covert area, that is Mizoram, Arunachal, Nagaland, now Manipur is exempted. But if Tripura is affected, if Assam is affected, if Meghalaya is affected, whole northeastern region will be affected. So NESO is united on this stand, and will continue our democratic and legal fight. And this CA must go. It's anti-indigenous, it's a protector of the illegal foreigners, unconstitutional, communal, anti-Northeast. So this act must go.
Well, the nation is celebrating 75 years of its independence. So how far do you think the central government, the PPS, or the present India government has addressed the issues of the Northeast, or particularly your demands?
repeatedly were saying that they must change their mindset. Only by sending cabinet ministers to Northeast, it won't solve this burning problem faced by the indigenous people of Northeast. They must realize, they must change their mindset.